don't know if I'm ready for this. We're gonna try. We're gonna try. We're gonna try. We're gonna try. We didn't even start. And I'm already ready to cry. Let's see if we can make it through this one today. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Angela. I'm a mom of 2 beautiful babes and I'm pregnant with my 3rd. I'm here to share my home, heart, and faith with you all. I am really excited that you clicked on this video. It is going to be all about my emotional first trimester update. I am currently 15 weeks and 5 days. I will be 16 weeks on Wednesday, and this is my 3rd pregnancy in a row. I got pregnant with my first daughter in July-ish 2018, and then when she was about 4 months old, I got pregnant with my son, and when he was roughly around 9 months is when I got pregnant with this baby. So it's been an emotional roller coaster, so I just wanted to share everything about the first trimester. I honestly had other plans for how I wanted to share the first trimester, but the way everything went, that did not work out. So before we do get into this, I just wanted to tell you, grab your coffee, grab your tea, whatever it is that you drink, maybe a box of tissues if you're a sympathetic crier like me, because I'm probably going to get a little emotional in this video, but we're just gonna get real chatty and we're gonna talk all about that whole first trimester. Another thing I did want to say before I get into it as well is I just wanted to give a little trigger warning. Some of these things I'm going to be talking about may or may not upset someone. I'm going to be talking about depression and anxiety and just a very hard time dealing with being pregnant overall. So if you're struggling with any of those things, this may be triggering for you. I hope it's not, but if it is and you cannot finish this video, I totally understand. I do not share this to upset anyone or anything like that. I genuinely care about each and every single one of you that are watching these videos, and I really just hope and pray that whatever situation it is you're going through, that you make it through. Now we're going to talk about the struggles of my first trimester. So a little backstory. I have 2 kids under 2 currently. My oldest is 2 and my son will be 1 next month. I was not trying to get pregnant. We were actually trying everything we could to not get pregnant. So when I found out I was pregnant, it was shocking, although I knew like the day it happened. If you want to see my reaction or my husband's reaction, I will link those videos up here for you if you're interested in that, if you have not seen those. But basically, I was doing natural family planning and I was tracking all of the things and thought everything was fine, but apparently not. Apparently, I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know exactly what happened. The Lord wanted us to have another baby, so here we are, pregnant with our 3rd. So we will be parents of 3 under 3 this November. Our little baby girl or baby boy is due, and I think the fact that this is my first unplanned pregnancy that's lasted, because I have had miscarriages in the past, I think that made it a little bit harder, because we were trying with my daughter and with my son. We were like, we want our kids close in age, so we don't really care if I get pregnant anytime soon. So they both were kind of planned in a sense. This baby is not unwanted. I don't want it to seem like I'm selfish or anything like that. I know I'm very blessed. I am fortunate to be having another beautiful child. I just wasn't ready for another one quite yet. I was hoping for a little bit longer, but that's okay. The first thing I really struggled with a lot throughout the entire first trimester, and I'm still kind of struggling with it a bit in the second, is depression. I have an entire video where I spoke about my postpartum depression and anxiety journey. If you're interested in that, I will link it up here as well in the description box for you below. In short, I just had a really hard time with COVID, all of the things happening, because my son was born in June. It was right in the midst of like all of the craziness that was going on with COVID. My husband is a nurse, so that was a whole nother level of, is he going to be coming home? Is he going to be working with COVID patients? Is it even safe for him to come home? All of that kind of stuff, just all of that added stress on top of trying to juggle being a mom of a toddler and a newborn just was really hard for me. And my son had a lot of acid reflux and other things as well, and he wasn't sleeping good. So it was just all in one that helped with that postpartum depression and anxiety. And I thought I was doing okay with it. Like, I had been praying and spending more time in the Word and just trying to have God help me with that. And it did help a lot. But I think there was also a part of me that just kind of pushed it aside. It was like, I'm fine. I'll be fine. I'll get over it. I did try to go to therapy, but for whatever reason, it didn't work out. I honestly don't remember why. When I got pregnant, I think just the shift of all of the hormones changing and us not expecting me to get pregnant or trying to get pregnant, you know, it was just like this shock out of nowhere. And on top of it all, it was a really hard first trimester, which I will get into all of that later. I was just super depressed. Like, it literally took so much energy just to get out of bed. Like, if I had more help with my kids, like if we had a babysitter or a nanny or something, I probably would have just been calling them every day and having them come take care of the kids. That's how like hard it was to get out of bed. I had no energy. I was not excited to get up and hang out with my kids. I was not excited to take care of the house. I was not excited for anything. It was just really hard because my kids are freaking adorable and I love them to death. And when they laugh and when they play together, it's so cute. But the first like 6, 7, 8 weeks that I was pregnant, it did not faze me at all. I just kind of sat there and was very like not in touch with anything. I didn't really care what was going on around me. I basically just did whatever I had to do to get it through the day, so I could just crawl back into bed and go to sleep. Didn't really plan any activities out with the kids. Didn't really plan on taking them anywhere, although it was still kind of like in between spring, winter, so it's not like it was even that nice outside where we could have done too much. I just really didn't care to do anything. We watched a lot of TV. We ate a lot of junk food, you know, and that's just kind of like how depression can be for some people. It looks different every person, but I think it was just like everything was coming into one, and I was finally just fully completely accepting that I was still dealing with depression, because I kept telling myself like, oh, when this happens it'll get better, and oh, when this happens it'll get better, and like when this happens it'll get better. And there's a lot of other things going on behind the scenes too that I will be sharing here in the next couple weeks. So if you are excited to find out some big news other than us having a child, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications so you do not miss any of that. But because of all that, we were also having a ton of spiritual warfare. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties, aka my husband. But as I was saying, so we do have some other things going on behind the scenes that I'm going to share here in the next couple weeks. But because of that, we've been having a ton of spiritual warfare going on in this house, like little things to really big things. So I know that was also a part of this depression, that the devil was just using that to attack me and also bring me down as well. So that was just a whole nother aspect to depression that I've never like fully dealt with before, because I've only been a Christian for like the last 5 years. So in the past, when I have dealt with depression, it was never something where I thought of like, oh, this is the devil attacking me because of XYZ kind of thing. So it was a lot of reasons why I was having such a hard time with the depression and getting out of the depression. And yeah, it was just a really tough time. And with situations like that, just from all the different things that have gone on in my life, I just kind of will like block it out. So I honestly don't even remember much of the first trimester now. I tried to write down as many notes as I could, so when I did share an update with you guys, I had as much to share as possible, because I do want to stay real and open and honest with you. I want to talk to you guys like you're sitting down right here in front of me. We're having coffee together, we're best friends, we're just chilling and chatting it up, you know, and I'm just updating you on how things have gone because we haven't hung out in so long. So I'm trying my best to be as open as I can. With that does sometimes come negative things. I am going to try and wrap it up with some positivities at the end of this video, but the next kind of thing I wanted to give you guys about my first trimester update was just to talk about all of the nausea and the sickness and like the food allergies and stuff like that I was having. I did do a video all about like weird early on pregnancy symptoms. If you want to hear more in depth about some of that, I will link the video up here as well in the description box if you're interested to check that out. But so basically from the moment I found out I was pregnant, I had like really bad stomach aches, and the first week and a half it was nonstop. Like I was cramping, I had bubble guts, like I didn't ever have to go to the bathroom, but I constantly felt like I had to go to the bathroom. I felt like I was gonna puke all of the time. Anything I ate just made me feel disgusting. I was like so tired and worn out that I literally would just fall asleep on the couch if my husband was home. If my son was sleeping, TV was on and I was passed out and my daughter was just watching TV. Like it was really bad. And I think because of that, I kind of had this like thing in my mind where I didn't know what was affecting me, so I was kind of scared to eat. So because of that, I wasn't really eating as good as I should have. I was more so just snacking a lot. And also just because I'm chasing toddlers around, I also couldn't really drink water because it tasted disgusting. And I've recently come to find out if it's like super ice cold, it tastes different. It's the weirdest thing in the whole world. But if you experience something like that, will you leave me a comment below and let me know, because I'm so curious. Do you like your water super cold or do you like your water warm? Because apparently I'm a person who likes it super duper cold. But anyways, I was just struggling the whole first entire trimester to eat and drink water. I was nauseous and vomiting all of the time, and then I was getting nauseous and vomiting when I was hungry. So it's just like this awful, vicious cycle that was just never ending. And it turns out I had this condition. They shorten it and call it HG. I will type it right here because I honestly don't know how to say it. But it is a just very severe nausea and vomiting. So if you're struggling with nausea and vomiting in your first trimester, second, third, whatever part of your pregnancy, don't think, oh, it's just normal pregnancy like I did, because you might be able to get some medicine for it. You could be having something going on with your body, and that's why obviously you have something going on with your body, but it could be something other than all the hormones in the pregnancy. So make sure to talk to your OB or your midwife or your doctor about it. So I did not. I just brushed it off and I'm like, it's whatever. It's just normal pregnancy. You know, some pregnancies you have nausea way worse than others, and in my first two it wasn't that bad. I was like, whatever, it's fine, I'll just deal with it. And then we caught that nasty stomach bug that was rolling around for everyone to just enjoy. And I ended up in the ER because I was like so dehydrated. I legitimately couldn't stand, like, to get my son out of bed because my husband was at work. I crawled from our room to his room and got him out of bed. It was awful. So I ended up in the ER because I was so dehydrated, and I was like, I know I need to get some fluids, I need to get some meds, like this is not okay. So come to find out that from the not eating enough, not drinking enough, I actually had ketones in my urine, which were making me even more nauseous and making me vomit even more. So on top of regular pregnancy nausea and vomiting and the HG whatever, I was also having these ketones that were then making me nauseous and puking. So definitely don't blow it off. If you think this is more nausea and vomiting than like you should be dealing with, talk to your doctor. They may be able to get you some medication to help with that. Maybe you could try some natural things. I actually found out that you can use peppermint oil. You can just like get essential oil and smell it, just kind of wave it in front of your nose a little, and that helps really well with nausea if you're looking for like a natural alternative to nausea, because I know a lot of women, when we're pregnant, we don't like to take any medications. So if you're looking for natural remedies, you could try peppermint oil, or if you want to try any kind of sour candy, that also worked really well for me. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I just was struggling a ton with being sick, not being able to eat, puking. Nausea was non-stop, and I can't stand, I don't know anyone that can stand being nauseous. I know I'm like, I can't stand being nauseous, and you're probably like, neither can I, it sucks. But I also have this phobia of puking, so I will like try to vomit because it just makes the nausea go away, and I will like choke on my own puke. So there's also that too. It's been lots of fun first trimester, honestly. Like, it's definitely been the roughest first trimester so far out of my 3 pregnancies, and because of that I am like, I don't ever want to be pregnant again. I don't know if I could do this ever again. We did want to have 4 kids, but this has just been really rough on my body, and having kids back to back to back is really rough on your body. I didn't give myself much of any time to recover. I also had a C-section with my first child, so my body's still also trying to heal that stuff up as well, and it's been a lot. It's been rough. It's been emotional. I have also been so unbelievably irritable. Like, I am normally on the more like irritable side. Some days, most days, if you ask my husband, I am sassy. I don't know. It's just a part of who I am. Like, I'm genuinely usually happy and bubbly and stuff, but I also will like snap really quickly on people and things like that. I'm trying to work on that, especially with my kids, because a lot of times I am dealing with something internally and then they do something silly and I'll like scream at them and feel absolutely awful for it. So this whole first trimester was just really hard. I ended up just not even really trying to discipline my daughter, because when I did, it just turned into me screaming at her because I didn't know what else to do, because I was just so tired and so fed up, and I was just trying to deal with all these other things that were going on in my own body and in my own head and my own mind, that I didn't really have any energy to deal with hers as well. And if you have a toddler and you're pregnant, give this video a thumbs up, because I know you know what I'm talking about. Even if you're not pregnant, it's really hard to try to help them work through their own emotions and things. So I kind of just gave up on it for a little while, because in my mind I was like, I would rather her sit there and cry for 30 seconds than me scream at her at the top of my lungs, and then she's crying even more because she's already upset, and then mom's screaming at her and she doesn't know why I'm screaming at her, so then she's crying even harder. So I just kind of washed my hands of parenting for the most part in this first trimester. But yes, the irritability was on the peak of like what it's ever been in my life. I am very thankful that things kind of settled down within the second trimester. I was doing some like reading about the first trimester, because obviously your body is taking these little cells and turning it into life and turning it into a little baby that's growing a ton in those first 3 months. But another reason you are just like all over the place, your hormones are shooting up and down, on top of your body trying to keep this little itty bitty bean alive, it's also creating the placenta that will nourish this baby with what it needs throughout the second and third trimester, which I thought was really interesting. I did not know that the entire first trimester, on top of growing your little baby, you're also growing and creating the placenta. I thought that only took like a week or 2, but it takes the whole time. So that in itself just causes other things, you know, like the frequent urination and the hormones going up and down, and you're flying off the rails, then you're crying, and then you're like, what the heck is wrong with me? Why am I acting like a menopausal toddler in puberty? What is going on with me? That is the best way that I can explain pregnancy to someone who's like, what does it feel like? I think that is, I think that's everything I wanted to share within the first trimester update, just to let you guys know how I was doing with the depression and like what my sickness was like and everything. So if you are watching this and you are currently pregnant, leave me a comment below. I love chatting with you guys and finding out where you are in your life. Or if you're a mom, leave me a comment. Let me know like how far along are you, first, second, third, fifth, how many kids do you have? I love to get to know my viewers, and I would love to know more about each and every single one of you. I hope you all enjoyed this open and honest chat about my first trimester. If you did and you're excited to join me on this journey with my third pregnancy, make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so you do not miss any videos that I put out. The next video that I'm going to be working on is just going to be a little family morning routine with a family of 4. And I will see you all in my next one. I love you so much. Bye.